Hi, this is Gretchen with Molten Mud Studio. It's right around 15 below here at my house this evening, so I thought it might be a good time to just sit and do some pottery. So tonight I'm going to show you how to make a heart rattle using the 3.5-inch heart press from imakestuff.art. So I have a slab of clay here that I rolled out to be about 1/8 of an inch thick. And I'm going to go ahead and use my press as my quote-unquote cookie cutter. So I'm just going to stick it on here and go around it with my needle tool. I had to switch tables. My other table was so wiggly. So hopefully my clay comes off this stainless steel table easily enough. Oh yeah. There we go. Got my 2 halves cut out. So as for a release agent with these, I use this nifty piece of saran wrap. I found with the bigger presses that it's much easier to get the clay to release out of them using saran wrap. I have tried oil and I've tried cornstarch, and they don't seem to work quite as well as the saran. And it gives a really nice smooth finish on the finished product. I go ahead and I lay my heart over the press and try and line it up with the edges, and then I just kind of give it a little press down to get it started with my thumbs. And then I'll take my plastic, go around the edge a little bit, take my plastic and lay it over the top, and then use the inside of the press to give it a good squeeze, like so. I'm just going to lift this piece out, pull back my first piece of plastic, and use my needle tool to go around the outside. And cut off the excess. So then, instead of pulling this out of here right away, I'm going to go ahead and score the outside edge while it's still in the press, so that gives it a good structure and I'm not distorting my heart shape while I'm trying to score the edges. So there's the first half, and then I just go ahead and lift up the plastic and peel it back, and then you have, like I said, this really nice smooth little half a heart. Okay, let's do the next side. And you can reuse this plastic over and over and over and over. Line it up as close as possible. Give it a little squeeze. Sometimes I like to push the edge out over the other edge a little bit. Try and line your inside heart up as close as possible. And push it down. At this point, actually, I'm going to show you one more thing. If you want, actually, no, I'll just go ahead and peel this off first. But if you want to add texture, I will show you that next. And instead of removing the heart from the press to add texture, I go ahead and trim that edge, lay your plastic back over just so it doesn't stick, and use this and kind of gently put it back in there. and then lift the whole thing out, and then peel this top layer off. So now you have this piece back here giving your heart structure, and I have this little bisque heart stamp that I had, and I'm just going to go ahead and press some little hearts in. I thought it looked a little like candy hearts. I figured I would color them different colors and make them look pretty cool. One more. There we go. Kind of give your heart, kind of press it back around the plunger part, just because as you're pushing with this, you're distorting your clay a little bit underneath. So you want to just kind of line it back up. Okay. Now I'm just going to set this back in here. And then go around with my scoring tool. And like I said, I really like how the press helps you keep your piece from distorting. So when you go to put the two halves together, they just slip right together and fit perfectly, and you don't have to fight it. I'm just going to use a little water on my edges here. Oh, I forgot. I need to do the rattle. So I'm going to use some of this extra clay that we had left over and roll a couple of balls. Maybe one bigger one and one smaller one. And then I'm going to use some paper toweling. And then I just peel the paper towel in half and roll it around my ball. Put one ball in, and this just helps keep it from sticking to the interior after you've sandwiched it together. And go ahead and lift this out now. Take this piece of saran off. Oh, I got it extra wet, so. And then we're going to take our other half, sandwich it up on top. Go around the edge. Give it a little squeeze to seal it. And just go around and clean up your seams. And then once it's hardened up a little, I'll go ahead and finish cleaning my seam up. I just try and make sure it's nice and tight. There we go. And now we have a little heart rattle. So there we go. Super, super easy, super, super fast. You can make quite a few in an hour. Seems like I could probably at least make 10 or 12 in an hour. After, like I said, afterwards, after you're done putting it together and letting it sit for a little bit, go around and clean it up with a rib. Try and get it as smooth as you can. And then I am going to poke a little hole for an air hole in the bottom. There we go. So I don't know if you can hear this one. Not too much, but once we biscuit and glaze it, it should sound pretty awesome. So hope you enjoyed my video, and that is making a heart rattle with the 3.5-inch press from imakestuff.art. Thanks.